Hello, friends. The Social Security Administration doesn't hand everyone the same rule book. Depending on the year you were born, your full retirement age is different, your claiming options are different, and the mistakes that can permanently shrink your monthly check are different. And right now, in 2026, there are people in every one of these groups who are either collecting less than they're owed or are about to make a decision they can never reverse, simply because nobody ever sat down and explained what the rules actually are for their specific situation. Today, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Find your group, listen to the part that applies to you, and by the end of this video, you'll know precisely what to check and what to do about it. Before we get into the groups, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do that right now and turn on the bell. Here's why it honestly matters. The rules around Social Security shift constantly. Claiming ages, earnings limits, Medicare premiums, overpayment policies. When they change, the SSA doesn't send you a personal explanation. They simply update the policy and expect you to already know. Every group I'm covering today has something specific happening in 2026 that affects them directly. The people subscribed here learn about these things in time. The ones who aren't usually find out afterward, after the wrong claiming decision, after the deadline, after the money is already gone. Group 1. Born between 1943 and 1954. You're somewhere between 72 and 83 years old. You've been on Social Security for a while now. Your full retirement age was 66, and at this point, most people in this group assume there's nothing left to check. That assumption is costing some of you real money every single month. The first thing people in this group need to look at is whether they're collecting the right benefit at all. A surprising number of widows and widowers in this age range are drawing their own retirement benefit when they'd actually receive more on their late spouse's record. The survivor benefit for a widow or widower can run up to 100% of what the deceased spouse was receiving, and in some cases, that figure is substantially higher than what the surviving spouse gets on their own record. If you've lost a spouse and have never specifically asked the SSA to compare both options and put you on the higher one, there's a genuine chance you've been leaving money on the table for years. The second item for this group involves Medicare, specifically the IRMAA surcharge. If your income spiked in an earlier year because of a property sale, a Roth conversion, or any one-time event, Medicare may still be billing you extra based on that old income. IRMAA surcharges run anywhere from an extra $70 to nearly $500 on top of your standard Part B premium every month. The appeal form is SSA 44, and it exists precisely for people whose income has fallen because of a life-changing event. If you're paying more than $185 a month for Medicare Part B right now, it's worth asking why. Group 2. Born between 1955 and 1959. You're between 67 and 71 years old, and this is the most critical group in 2026 because the rules are different for every single birth year in this range, and most people don't know their specific number. That's your number, not 66, not 67, your specific month and year. Why does this matter so much right now? Because people in this group are making or have just made their claiming decision, and the gap between getting it right and getting it wrong is permanent. If you claimed at 62 with a full retirement age of 66 and 6 months, meaning you were born in 1957, your benefit was cut by roughly 25.8%, and it stays at that reduced amount for the rest of your life. On a $2,000 benefit, that's $516 less every single month. Over 20 years, that adds up to about $123,000. The SSA doesn't warn you of this before you claim. They just process the application. For those in this group who haven't yet claimed, if you're past your full retirement age and still haven't filed, every month you delay earns you an extra 0.2% permanently. Between your full retirement age and age 70, you can pick up 24% to 32% more per month for life. On a $2,000 benefit, that's potentially $640 more every single month, forever. And for anyone in this group still working while collecting before full retirement age, the earnings test applies. In 2026, if you earn more than $23,400 in a year, the SSA withholds $1 for every $2 over that limit. The money isn't lost forever. It gets credited back to your record once you reach full retirement age. But if you don't know the rule, that withheld amount can feel like your check vanished with no explanation. Group 3. Born between 1960 and 1965. You're between 61 and 66 years old. For everyone in this group, full retirement age is exactly 67. And right now, the most important thing is understanding what happens if you claim before then. Claiming at 62 with a full retirement age of 67 cuts your monthly benefit by 30% permanently. On a $2,000 monthly benefit, that's $600 less every single month for the rest of your life. Over a 20-year retirement, that's $144,000 in cumulative losses compared to waiting until 67. The SSA will process that early claim without warning you. There's also a claiming option most people in this group have never heard of. If you apply after reaching full retirement age of 67, you can request up to 6 months of retroactive payments, a lump sum of up to $12,000 with your first check. The trade-off is a slightly lower ongoing monthly benefit, since your start date moves back. The option exists, and almost nobody asks for it. For people in this group who are still 5 or 6 years away from claiming, the single most important move you can make right now is to check your earnings record. Go to ssa.gov, create a My Social Security account if you don't have one, and open your Social Security statement. Compare the earnings listed for every year against your own records. Just one wrong year, an employer who reported the wrong payroll amount, a freelance year that never got recorded, can knock roughly $100 off your monthly benefit. Find it now while you still have time to correct it, instead of discovering it after you've already claimed. Group 4. Born in 1966 or later. You're 60 or younger. You're not close to claiming Social Security yet, and that's exactly why what I'm about to tell you matters so much. Because the window to fix certain things without it costing you money is still open, and it won't stay open forever. Your full retirement age is 67. Claiming at 62 means a 30% permanent reduction. Waiting until 70 means up to 24% more than your full benefit, permanently. What isn't fixed yet is whether your earnings record is accurate. The Social Security Administration has been logging your payroll data since your very first job, and that data came from your employers. Every year was a chance for something to slip, a wrong figure submitted, a year that got skipped, a stretch of self-employment that wasn't reported correctly. Each error left uncorrected trims your eventual monthly benefit by roughly $100 per missed year. 18. If you work through the 1980s and 1990s, the era of manual payroll processing, there's a real chance your record has at least 1 year that doesn't reflect what you actually earned. The fix is straightforward, but it needs documentation, and documentation only gets harder to dig up the longer you wait. W-2s, pay stubs, old tax returns, all of these are easier to track down today than they'll be in 15 or 20 years. The summary, by group. Born between 1943 and 1954. Check whether you're on the right benefit record, especially if you're a widow or widower, and look into whether you're being overcharged on Medicare. Born between 1955 and 1959. Know your exact full retirement age down to the month. Understand the permanent cost of claiming early, and if you're still working before FRA, understand the earnings test. Born between 1960 and 1965. Understand what a 30% permanent reduction means in real dollars before you make any claiming decision. Born in 1966 or later. Open your Social Security statement at ssa.gov today and verify your earnings record year by year while you still have time to correct it for free. The SSA doesn't call you when your record has an error. They don't flag it. They don't fix it on your behalf. The only person who catches it is you, and only if you look. Subscribe and send this to someone you know who's in one of these groups. The right information at the right time is the only thing standing between them and a decision they can never take back.